Hello, everyone. Gen X Man with another solo play Sunday. Now, this is going to be continuing the campaign with our droids. Droids in space, trying to survive, running into all kinds of dangers and disasters as they try to make their way through an unkind and unhealthy galaxy. But with us today to help narrate, we have an angry R5. He's got guns. We may need guns because there's going to be some action today. So, when last we saw, well, actually, a brief recap. We have a droid crew, and as you know, we have six members. We have Bomber the pilot, we have 3Z the mechanic and the co-pilot, we have Ellie, who is the 3PO droid, who is kind of a bridge between the droids and humanity, keeping things going, being able to talk to the organics. We have an IG unit who functions as their security. We have an MSE, a mouse droid, whose name is Kobe, and he ostensibly runs messages, but he's also very sneaky. So he may come in and be an important element here in the near future. And we have a Gonk droid who has a vocalator malfunction. So he sounds like he's saying gunk. So that's our crew of six. They have their ramshackle, falling apart tramp freighter that they incurred 10,000 credits debt to a loan shark who now has them in functional indentured servitude. But he sent them on a fairly easy run prior to us starting the campaign. That run went not as well as one might expected. They got jumped by pirates. The pirates attacked the ship, and in the ensuing chaos, they compromised the hull. Not a big deal for droids, but a big deal for, obviously they're not going to be taking on any passengers. They took their very next job, which was extremely suspicious. A desperate individual was willing to pay 5,000 credits to have a crate travel from one planet to the next, a simple drop point delivery, no return trip. So it was very, very high credits. So kind of like, okay, what's the catch? Well, there was a catch. However, not what we thought. They went into hyperspace, and their poor old decrepit tramp freighter blew a fuse, a very big fuse, and they lost many critical systems and spent some time drifting in space repairing them enough to limp to a port on the world of Cormeena, and that is where we find them now. They had come into the planet and successfully negotiated being able to land at an emergency pad, thanks to Ellie and her talkie-talkie skills. And as they tried to land, the ship gave up the last of its ghosts and just kind of belly flopped into the bay. So, this is where we find our droids right now, and we're going to start things off with a roll. Ellie has been talking to the Port Authority on Cormeena, and let's see here. He is going to roll and try to negotiate them a discount since they're having an emergency. Yeah, Ellie, being a protocol droid, is programmed for exactly this. She's going to try a bargain roll. She has two dice for that roll. The difficulty is easy. It is a 10. So, as we remember, you have a luck die, and then you have all your other dice in this system. With the dice out here, got my nice dice tray here. It's just a plastic container. Like I said, I ain't rich. Nice. We got an 8. However, the difficulty was 10. She does not quite get the difficulty, therefore, she is not able to negotiate them any sort of discount. Money's money. So that was a no go. Now, in the previous episode, I had detailed certain droids were going to leave, so some were going to stay. We're going to redo that a little bit because uh, it occurred to me that they're going to need parts to fix this ship. And rather than simply go to the Port Authority and say, hey, we need repairs, we need these parts, and pay through the nose for brand new parts, Ellie is going to take 3Z and all the other droids except for IG to the local scrapyard, which they are able to inquire. There's no roll needed. They can inquire the location of that. It is not far. So they will have a little walk out to the scrapyard and see what might be found. And as I said, it's not far because this is the landing area, the airport, if you want to think about it that way, spaceport for this section of Cormeena. So you're going to have a scrapyard fairly close, within walking distance of here, just for this exact kind of situation. So they will all disembark. IG will be left behind because he's an IG unit, and people tend to get twitchy when they see an IG unit walking the streets. Poor IG. So they travel. Ellie, make sure to tell everyone, I expect you on your best behaviors. We get a little droid replies, Bomber's obviously lying. Now, as they travel to this junkyard, Bomber spots a den of ill repute, a gambling establishment. And as we established in the previous episode, Bomber has, obviously he's the pilot droid. He has tons of piloting skills. He is very good at operating, and he has one skill that does not fall under that purview, and that is gambling. Bomber likes to roll the dice. He likes the sabacc. He likes to gamble. So he's going to take his piddly little few credits. He's going to go to this inn. He's going to make a sneak roll. Now, this is an unskilled sneak roll. So, let's see here, Bomber. Where are you? He only has 1D because he's just a droid, so we're just rolling the luck die. 2, no. Bomber, where are you going? He tries to roll a con. And it's a 2 again. So no, that is it's just like I need to go in this building for something to do with the repairs. Ellie's obviously not buying it. And she's just like, I don't want you gambling away all our credits. So you only have this many. So she makes sure that he doesn't take too many credits into the den of ill repute. He's just before he comes rolling in there by himself, and she's just like, and 3Z asks like, you know, why did you let him go off to gamble? He's going to get in trouble. And she said, it was the lesser of two evils. Either we stand here arguing with him and wasting time, or I let him go and then we go bail him out later. So the rest of the group make their way to the scrapyard. And this is a decent stocked scrapyard. It is not extravagant, but there's plenty of parts they can find to fix up the ship. This will half the repair costs. Yay! It's still going to be expensive. And while they're doing that, let's cut scene. We are now talking to their boss, the loan shark, is Boris Karu. His assistant is actually his cousin Vimu. And Vimu is making a vid call. Now, of course, he's been advised of the situation with the ship. They're broke down. There's going to be delays and such. And they've been AWOL for a couple of days anyway, where they made repairs and made an emergency landing. So finally knows where they are, and he's just kind of like, you know what? Yeah, this isn't working. So he's making a vid call, and he's talking to a scruffy looking alien with tiny horse. It's not the Darth Maul race, but it is definitely an alien race that and this guy, you can tell he's no good. And Boom tells him like, I have a job for you. If you got the guts, we can make some money. Oh, what kind of job is it? All you have to do is go to this planet, Cormeena, go to the spaceport, go to docking bay 6. That's the emergency docking bay. And you're either going to take the ship that's there or you're going to take the cargo that's on it. Or what is this cargo? Don't worry, it's not large. It's about the size of a bed. It's on repulsors. You can push it. It won't be a problem. All you have to do is nab it, get it on your ship, get it back here. Well, it's not dangerous. Will it be protected? Look, you're asking too many questions. I'll pay 1,000 credits if you go nab this crate. Hmm. I mean, that's 1,000 credits off the debt that you owe my cousin. Yeah, it's true. It's true. We do. We have quite a debt. All right, we'll try this, but it better not be trouble. Yeah, 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 whatever. And he cuts off the vid call. So he has sent in associates of both him and Boars after the droid crew and their very lucrative cargo. So what we have here is a bit of a double cross, a bit of a backstab, a shady swindle. They will travel immediately to Cormeena. It only takes them a day to get there, so the droids are having a day gathering parts, doing some repairs. Let's see how Bomber's doing at the gambling tables during this day. And since I don't want to, slow down the gameplay too awful much, let's just give him a single roll for the day. Now he's in here with some other folks who do some gambling. So let's set the difficulty at a moderate 15. Now he has 4 dice. So again, we roll the luck dice and 3 other dice. And we get, 79. Oh, 15. Right on the nose. I'll be danged. Bomber actually rolls away with some credits in his pockets. We'll say nothing extravagant. We'll say he made 50 credits. So he's coming out of the place all puffed up, and there's some scowls at him from the place, just like lousy droid. And they're just like, well, what happened? You know, he's like, I made some money, and since I was only gambling with my money, this is now my money. And they're all just like, well, okay, fine, that's whatever. 3Z is just geeking out about his parts and he wants to get back in and start installing and repairing. Ellie's just grateful he didn't get in any trouble. And Gonky and Mousy are plodding along behind in this slow, ponderous sort of way. Now, 3Z needs to make some repair rolls. He does have help with this. He's at a port. And let's see here. He has Space Transport Repair 4D. Just like Bomber's Gambling. Let's see where their priorities lie. So for the day, we have, 14. Not bad. The difficulty is obviously going to be a category lower as he can take his time. He has all the parts he needs right here. He has, some help advice from the local port authority. Now, they won't do free repairs, but, if he calls and says, hey, do I want the red wire or the blue wire? They can advise that. It's kind of like talking to, your local woodcraft office or Maytag or something. I mean, they'll tell you simple stuff and be like, yeah, do this. And it's like, oh, okay. So we'll say he makes adequate amount of progress for the day repairing the ship. Another day of repairs, and they should be good to go. So as I said, he has most of his parts. He's going to have to go out again the next day and get the remainder. So the next day comes, and we're going to have basically the same setup yesterday as today. The droids are going to load up, leaving IG behind again. Now, he was able to amuse himself on day one. That's not going to be so much on day two. IG units get bored. They need something to shoot and vaporize and terminate. So the droids roll out. They let Bomber go on his way since he did so well yesterday. Let's see how he does today. Oh my goodness. 18. Yeah. Okay, yeah. He's got himself another 50 credits, although, the organics have pretty much had enough of his shenanigans, but keeps taking their money. It's legal. So 3Z and the rest hit the scrapyard, grab a few last minute pieces while on board the ship. IG is stuck and bored. And as he paces the ship for the 217th time, he decides, enough is enough. And he takes down his blaster carbine and his blaster pistol, and he starts quick drawing and turning around. Are you speaking to me? You must be speaking for me. There is no other else present. And he holsters, and he draws again, and he spins around, and he takes aim on imaginary foes. and he's ready for combat. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? You must be talking to me. Prepare to be terminated. And as he's doing this, Bomber's obviously gabbling. Ellie calls, and he proceeds to be startled. The IG unit is startled by the sudden comm check, and he proceeds to blow a hole in the wall, which sparks, and now there's a thin trail of smoke coming from the panel he just shot. And he's like, he thumbs on the comm link. Ellie says, "How are things going on the ship?" Things are going fine. Nothing has been terminated. Nothing is on fire. Why do you ask?" "What do you mean nothing is on fire? I didn't ask about being on fire." "Everything is fine. It's all fine. I'm watching the situation develop." "Are you sure everything's all right?" "Yes, the comm will be available if you need further. Thank you." She's just kind of like. So IG takes a couple minutes to extinguish the fire that has sprung up on the wall, and he puts his blaster carbine in his pistol back, and he's just like. While all that's going on, we see that Vimu's thugs have made their way throughout the spaceport. They're asking around, saying, "Hey, where's this docking bay? Who's there? Blah blah blah." And they hear the strangest rumor that it's a just a cargo hauler in very bad shape, just falling apart. It crash landed, according to many sources, and that it's piloted entirely by droids. Which, of course, these scoundrels are just kind of like, droids. How could this be piloted by droids? That's not possible. They begin making their way through the spaceport to find the freighter and this elusive droid crew. Now we set up our map here. We have you can actually kind of see it. We have a basic promenade. We have we have structures on either side, containers, that kind of thing. We are ready to roll. There are half a dozen men of ill repute that have been walking the street looking for the droids. They spot a group of four. Well, actually, they spot a group of three. They don't actually see Kobe just yet. He's very small. He's a mouse droid. So they see LE3Z and Gunkie walking down the street. And they stop and they call out and say, "Hey, are you the droid crew?" Ellie just kind of looks around like, what are you talking about? It's like, "We're looking for the droid crew in Bay 6. Is that you?" "No, we are attached to." She's going to try an unskilled con. Let's see here. Miss Ellie. Oh, she only has 1D. I'm sorry. So we're only rolling the luck die. It is a 5. Not bad. Not bad. So that is the target number. They roll an opposing check of, let's see here, perception of 3. With that, oh yeah, I mean obviously yeah, they know it's a lie. It's like, "That's them. Get them. Set your weapons to stun. We'll disrupt them, and we'll get the truth out of their memory banks." Gunky is obviously naturally frightened. Kobe begins to panic. Thinking quickly, Ellie tells Kobe to run for the ship. And he's a very fast little mouse droid. And he takes off. He does not actually have run, but he has dodge. So he takes off at maximum speed, doing nothing but full move, full dodge. So they're going to have some difficulty hitting him. First, they're going to roll perception to see if they see him take off. He's going to go around beside them. They roll an 8 to perceive him. I don't think that's quite high enough because he is very small. He's taken off to the opposite side of the street like a shot. And we'll just say he's out of combat right now. So that leaves the other three droids. Now, we're going to say that, let's see here. Okay. First, we have to determine initiative. Each side picks the character with the highest perception. They roll perception check. We only have one die for our droids. All three of them only have a 1D perception. They have a 2. Now, the bad guys have a perception of 3 dice. So, yeah, obviously they're going first. Kind of hoping for maybe a mishap on the luck die, but that did not happen. So, yeah, bad guys go first. Now, judging from my little handy dandy little map here, we have three of the bad guys have fire arcs immediately on the droids and do not have to move. So they will open up. There will be 2 on LE and 1 on 3Z. Oh, oh, and a 6 on the luck die too. Oh my goodness. That is 33. Another 6, 39, 41 total. The lead guy blasts a stunning bolt into Ellie with just absolutely astounding precision. This guy must have been a clone trooper at some point or something. I'm kidding. He's not really a clone trooper, but yeah, just right into the face. Stunning of 5. And we have, let's see here, we have 6, 12, 17, 20. We have 20 points. Ellie will attempt to resist. She has no armor. She has 1D. Oh, she rolls a 6 on the luck die. 7. Okay, so it's down to 13. But even as amazing as she rolled, she's still stunned now. And the other droids are like, oh no, oh no. They attempt to hit 3Z. Oh, we got a 1 on the luck die. Then I'll just take that off. We'll say 14. Still a hit. I mean, yeah, they're just fish in a barrel. I mean, shooting droids ain't exactly the biggest challenge in the world. So, yep, 3Z's got a 1, so we're going to roll the 5 dice for the stunning. And we have 17. He resists. Oh, he rolls a 6 in the luck die too. And a 5, so 11. So what was that? It was 17. So yeah, 3Z's kind of sputtering and twitching a little bit, but he is not down. Thinking quickly, he extends his grasp. Well, let's see, we still have 1 with a shot. We're not quite ready for the droids yet. So we have 1 with a shot. Now he's going to have to move and shoot. So that's going to be a -1D to get in position. And that is a hit on the gunk. The gunk. Talking 5P. So we've got 17 points. And Gunky has a strength of 1D. However, he's armor plated. So he's got 2 more dice to resist with, which is wonderful. And he has 10. Okay, so he likewise takes a stunning blast as well, but he doesn't appear to be overly affected by it. Now, the other 2 draw their weapons, and they're going to cover the rear flank. Shots have been fired. The obviously the authorities will be alerted. Things have just gone sideways. Like, I thought we were supposed to take them alive. Just go. Okay. So 2 of them will move out to try to capture the downed Ellie and the sputtering 3Z. And I mean, obviously, Gunkie's the only one at full functionality, and he's just a power droid. So the droids are in a predicament. Ellie has no action; she's down. 3Z can half move, and he is going to grab Ellie with his little grabbers, and he's going to attempt to drag with all of his 1D. He rolls a natural 1. That is absolutely not. He sputters and spins, and something sparks, a little smoke comes off, and he's just like, I can't do it. No, no. Gunky also has not much to write home about. So in a rare display of gunkiness, he moves and he puts himself in the field of fire in front of his friends because he's armor plated. And also, he figures they probably won't risk trying to blow up a power droid. That would be very bad. The resulting explosion would be extreme. So he puts himself between himself and his friends, and he will hold his second action, which will remain as yet undetermined. Now, the mouse droid Kobe will use the intercom, the comm link, to alert IG what's going on. IG immediately is just kind of like, he's grabbing his blaster carbine, his blaster pistol, his holdout blaster, all his blasters. There's blasters. And he full moves outside of the ship and looks around. And let's do a spot. He has 3D +1 perception, but he also has search. He has 7D of search. So if anybody can spot a repulsor lift, oh, natural 6 on the luck dice. Boy, it is a day for extreme rolls. And it's a 5, so there's 11 right there. 20, 31, 37. Okay, so yes, with his heroic level of success, IG spins around, locating several possibilities. He finally sees a repulsor lift. However, it's got an organic on it. Excuse me, sir. I need to borrow your conveyance. This is a this is a pure strength roll. This is not brawling. This is just he's reaching out and grabbing the poor pedestrian and jerking them off the repulsor bike. Yeah, it's 4D strength. Oh, whoa. Okay, so he rolls a 1 on the luck die. And let's see what this guy's strength. The opposing strength check is nothing. It's a 2. So what this means is he's got more than enough points to drag the guy off the boat. However, I'm going to toss in a complication rather than simply taking the 1 on the luck die and subtracting the highest. There's a complication. He goes to jerk the guy off the bike. The guy's pant leg gets caught on the bike. So when he takes off, the guy is still attached. Now let's do a simple material strength check for the pant leg. Yeah, it's only a 3. Yeah, that thing shears and shreds. And now we've got an organic going spilling through the streets and just be like, I just wanted to get my groceries. So IG hauls it at full speed. He will again roll search. However, he's at a -1D. Probably should have been a -1D for the other one too, but it wouldn't have mattered. So he's going to check the location of the comm links. That is a 19. That is plenty good enough to zero in on the comm links of the other droids. He knows exactly where they are on the promenade, and he hotfoots it in that direction. He does not worry about where Kobe is. Kobe, return to the ship. Get it prepped for takeoff. Kobe's just like, aye, aye. And he just kind of thinks, wait, I'm not going to do that. I'm a tiny little mouse droid. I'll figure it out. Kobe hotfoots it towards the ship. IG speeds on the speeder, and since this was within walking distance, we're going to say the speeder's only going to take a round to deposit him where he needs to be. So, back over at the central part of the action, you see the would-be thugs start to advance, and they see the Gonk droid position himself in front of his friends and set his little feet, and he's just like gonk, 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 just yelling and barking at him, and they're just kind of like, do we blast it? And he's like, no, we don't blast it, you idiots. It's a power droid. It'll go up like a fusion reactor. Just stop. It's like, it's just a droid. Pick it up and move it. They're just like, okay. So they advance. They attempt strength rolls against Gunky. Now I'm going to say a flat target number of 10 just to pick him up based on, 2-person carry could probably pick up a gunk droid, I'm guesstimating here. And his strength is only 1D. It's not really worth it to roll to resist, so his little legs are just going to dangle in the air, assuming they can pick him up. So, Our bad guys have a strength of 2D plus 2. Let's see, their combined roll is a natural 1 on the luck. They attempt to pick up the gunk. That's when Gunky springs his trap. He charges forward. Let's see here. What is your 1D? Like everything else, this is an unskilled brawling check to see if he can ram into these things. He has a 4. They will attempt to roll unskilled dodge with a dex of 4D. However, minus 1D because they're doing something else in the round. Yes. They get out of the way of the ponderously slow moving droid. Oh, 16 luck die. One guy does a somersault out of the way just to show how awesome he is. Gonk, 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 gonk. Gunky backs up again. He's still guarding his friends, and they're just kind of like, sure, he's no. I said, get in there and lift him. What are you, bunch of ninnies? Ah. So now we have four of the 6 will come in. No roll necessary at this point. We have double the amount of people to pick him up, and they surround him, and he struggles, and his legs are kicking, and they're just picking him up like, okay, let's just set him on his back over here. Like, be careful, he'll go up. And they're just like, he's designed to bounce a little, he'll be fine. So Gunky is on his back, legs flailing. They pick up the LE-3PO droid. Bring that one. That one looks like it might be smart. We'll revive it and see what it knows. 3Z's just kind of sputtering off to the side. He's a little bit malfunctioning. He's aware, but he's also a bit KO'd for 2 rounds, so he's still kind of fuzzy about like, what's going on? What's going on? At about this time, Bomber comes out from his den of ill repute, flush with 50 more credits, and he just kind of looks around saying like, oh, I'm supposed to meet the what is going on? And he immediately is just like, the little extender arm comes down with his cattle prod and he charges. 1D attack. Oh, there's a 5. Now, this is an attack from behind. The thugs were not expecting to be jumped by a R5. So one of them takes a taser to the butt. Ah, and we're talking, 14 points. Let's see here. We got 2D plus 2 to resist. What do we got? What do we got? 8, 9, 10. So 4 points get through. So yeah, for a round, this guy's gonna be at minus 1D because he's just like, God, what? Yeah, what in the galaxy is that? Bomber's just like angrily fucking making tweets and twills and everything at them and brandishing his little shocker arm. About that time, they hear a repulsor bite coming up. It comes to a sliding stop. Step away from the droids. You are to be terminated. And new initiative. Let's see here, because IG has a bit more perception. He has 3D plus 1. So he's going to roll that for their new initiative. 8, 11, 12. We got a baker's dozen. The bad guys have a 3D as well. Oh, natty 6. Natty 6 again. Oh my gosh, 17, 20, 22. Okay. So the bad guys are still going first. It's like, it's an IG unit. Does anybody have a bounty on them? A couple hands go up. Blast it! So, they're going to open fire on him. 4 of them are still messing with Gunk, one of which got tasered, so only 2 will get to fire this round. And Blaster 6, so they'll probably hit. 2 shots. We have, oh, lordy morty. 26 for one of them. That's definitely a hit. And a 22 for the other one. So, yeah. So 2 blasts. There's a blaster battle going on in the streets. Now let's see here. IG has nothing to dodge with. He's not skilled in dodging, and he's not going to worry about it. He's going to take the blasts because, like Gunky, he is armored, except he's a lot more armored than these fools. Let's see here. They're doing 5D, and we have 17 for the first one. IG goes to roll resistance. He gets an extra 2 dice because of his armor. And that is, oh goodness, in excess of 20. So yeah, no damage gets through. Let's roll damage on the second one. And they're still set to stun, so this is non-lethal. 23, 27 for that. And his resist is, oh, natural 6 on the luck die. Oh, gotta love it. So we've got 15, 19, 20. So 3 points get through despite that 6 on the luck die. That's incredible. So he is at a -1D to return fire. That is okay. His blaster skill is 6D. So he's actually going to take. Ooh, how many shots do you want to take? He's at a -1D from the damage. So what do you think? What do you think, chat? What do you think? I would say at least 2 shots. Let's do 2 shots. So he's at a -1D for his damage, and he's a -1 another D because he is taking multiple actions. So he's going to be at a 4 to hit these guys. Well, and then I'm going to drop some. That's okay. That's why I bring extra dice, right? Yeah, 15 to hit. It's his moderate range. That is a hit. And that's 11. Is that a moderate hit? That is it. Barely. That is barely, barely, barely a second hit. He's doing 5D to both of them. They have no resistance, no armor. I mean, obviously they have strength, but yeah, they're not armored like he is. That's 20 points on one of them. To resist. Dang, resisted 16 of it. That's 4. So he is wounded. Oh, lordy, lordy. 18, 22, 25 on the next fella. Oh, 6 on the luck die. Nice. So there's 12. So that's 13 gets through. He is down, incapacitated. Oh, wait. Let me re-roll the one pirate that got hit for 27 because they do not have 3D strength. They have 2D plus 3. So we back up. That's 13. That's 14. And he's down as well. So IG just dropped 2 of them. They are not dead, but they are incapacitated for this fight. And these were the 2 that were not screwing around with Gunky. So the other 4 stop messing with Gunky. One's got Bomber in his face with a cattle prod, so he is not going to be able to return fire on IG, but the other 3 will. They draw weapons. Free action, they're going to flick them to actual damage instead of just stunning, because this is an IG. It's obviously taking them out. So, yeah. Let's see here. What do we have? 6 dice. They are going to fire just once a piece because they're going to do a combat retreat to try to get some cover. So they're going to be a -1D and only 1 shot. Oh, goodness gracious. Natural 6. 21, 28. This thing rolls 6s a lot, man. It's crazy. So that is a hit. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Barely a hit. That is a hit. They roll their damage. One is doing 18 points. Let's see here. 4, 5, 6. 18 point. Oh, okay. Everything was a 6, including the luck die, except for 1 die. So yeah, he shrugs off that blaster bolt. Like, come back when you have an E-web. Oh, natty 1 on the damage dice. We'll just take away a 6. So that's just a 16. IG goes to resist. That is a 11. Ooh, 5 points get through. He is now wounded. he shrugs off the big one, but the second one is just like error, damage to central unit. So we've got a bit of a situation. Those three have all taken shots. One is getting cattle prodded. They are going first. He is going to try to blast a bomber. He is not going to switch because he's just trying to stun the droids, just trying to shock him, so he's not quite as bloodthirsty. That's point blank range, so that's definitely a hit. 5D of stunning with a 6 with a luck die. Oh man, 23. Honor has one. Yeah, never mind. It's 19 get through, so that puts him at. Yeah, he's completely depowered right now. Just does the R2 conk. It's like no bomber. So the thugs are beating a retreat. They go for cover with some barrels off to this side of the road here. You can see we're gonna move everybody from, let's see here, right there to right back. Well, yeah, you understand. Back to the barrels. Man, I gotta get a GoPro or something. We're taking multiple actions. That ain't gonna fly so well. So, they've done their shots. It is now IG's turn to return fire. He has 6D. He's no longer at a -1D from the initial damage, but he is at a -1D for being wounded for this round and the next one. So he normally have a dice pool of 6. He has a dice pool of 5 to work with. He's going to take 2 more shots. See what happens. 15 was adequate. He hits 1. 8, 10. Just misses. Yeah, there's no bonuses. He just misses the second one. So, 5D damage on another one of the thugs. Oh, natural 6 on the luck die. How rude. So that is 20 points. 2D plus 2 to resist. 9. So 11 points get through. That is incapacitated just like his other buddies. So yeah, there are only 3 left up. They've lost half their number. This is about the time where we check morale. And willpower falls under knowledge, I think it is. Well, either way, they got 2D plus 2, however you cut it. So natty 1 on the luck die. Well, that decides that. So the pirates have lost half their number and down and out, possibly. They don't know. They haven't had a chance to check on them. And they decide that, hey, enough's enough. They're going to get the hell out of here. So doing a full move and spraying, not intending to hit anything, but just trying to, cover themselves. They move from barrel to barrel and beat a very hasty combat retreat back to their ship, leaving the droids to pick up their stunned, which are numerous. IG rights GUNKIE, gets him hooked up on the back of this repulsor bike. The authorities are on their way. Their response time was 3 rounds. This is the third round, so they're almost there. They're pretty much around the corner. So IG grabs GUNKIE on the back. He can hold Ellie. The other 2 droids, they are going to. Oof, oof, oof. You know what? I have to do a lifting check here. Fortunately, he has 6 dice. So he's a very, very, very strong droid. Strong as a Wookiee. So he can probably head somebody. Yes. Oh, Lord, yeah. 17, 22, 25, 27. So, yes. 3Z can move at his own power, so he's going to make his way back to the ship through the back alleys, while IG zips back to the ship to deposit these guys, and then he's going to circle back and grab 3Z. So, with the authorities hot on their tail, with thugs that have beat a hasty retreat, and they're likely reconsolidating their forces and trying to decide their next move. The droids make their way back to their ship to try to get out of here or perhaps explain themselves. So we'll have to see what happens next. How's that for a cliffhanger? But yes, we had our first combat. It was quite bloody, as Star Wars tends to be. People dropping left and right, droids were dropping left and right. Thankfully, the thugs wanted information. Otherwise, we may have to have some droid repair to fix a couple of them. But they will head back to their ship, and next week, a week from today, we will have the next episode in droids. This thing needs a name, the Star Wars droids. But then wait, we already had a cartoon like that. But yes, we will have to brainstorm a name. If you think of something that you'd like to see, put it in comments below. I always check that stuff. I love hearing from y'all. And I hope that this episode was entertaining. I hope I've whetted your appetite. Have you coming back next week because I'm having a great time doing that. I think next week's going to be even more exciting if I kind of have an idea of how things are going to go. So we'll have to see how it goes here. But anyway, thank you all who have tuned in and watched, and I hope I entertained you. I hope you didn't mind my amateur voice acting there too badly. My ghetto maps and all that nonsense, but I hope it put a smile on your face. If I did, please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons. It helps the channel out a ton, and I am eternally grateful for every view and every click and every like and every subscribe I get. So thank you all for who've joined, and I look forward to providing more entertaining content in the future. And I will see you in a week. Have a good one.